friends, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. It's your girl Olivia, back again with another spooky video, and it's the 13 Nights of Fright, and you know what that means? Tonight we're going to be talking about Cheesman Park in Denver, Colorado, and how the movie Poltergeist is loosely based on the story behind this park.
The sun shines over the hills of Cheesman Park. The leaves fall, and people go about their lives. Some, maybe most, without knowing what's just a few feet underneath.
They're completely unaware that they may be walking or sitting right upon the final resting place of one of the thousands of souls who is buried here. To this day, it's estimated that there are 2,000 bodies still buried in the earth here at Cheesman Park.
So back in the mid-1800s, Cheesman Park was actually not called Cheesman Park. In fact, it was called Mount Prospect Cemetery. You heard that correctly. It was a cemetery, and the people who lived in that city did not like that the cemetery was so close to their houses. So they had a really good solution. The town started growing really rapidly at the time, and they wanted to build a big community park for everyone to enjoy, so they decided to appeal and have the bodies moved from Mount Prospect Cemetery all the way over to Riverside Cemetery, which was like a few miles down the road. The city agreed and requested that everyone who had loved ones in that cemetery were to move them and find a better resting place for them so they could break ground on the park. Now, the majority of the important people who were buried in that cemetery at the time were moved and were fine, but the ones who were left there had to be moved at some point. So the city hired a contractor to come out and move the bodies from Mount Prospect Cemetery over to Riverside. You would think it's that simple, but the contractor that the city hired was a little sus, and he didn't really play by the rules. The city wanted to pay him $1 for every single casket that he moved from point A to point B. He was a terrible person. He thought he could get away with chopping up the dead bodies, taking arms, heads, different pieces, and putting them into each individual casket and moving more caskets so he got paid more. You understand the spooky repercussions it would have, right? Like the paranormal shit that would go on because he's cutting up the dead bodies. Disturbing their graves is one thing, but then cutting them up so he can make more money, it just doesn't add up. Now, once the city found out that he was doing the sketchy shit, they tried to hire a new contractor, but they ran out of time because everyone wanted this park built so badly. So they left whatever else was left in the ground, they left it there, built the park right over it. There's over 2,000 bodies still buried under this park. Now, you know there has to be some paranormal shit that goes on, right? Well, since 2008, over 40 bodies have floated up to the surface of the park, and you're probably like, floated up, it's the ground. Well, when it floods, like when it rains and it floods, the water's gonna push the bodies up because the bones aren't as dense as the water, so they're gonna go to the top. And people find bones there all the time. People's dogs start digging holes, and if your dog's digging a hole, then there's probably gonna be a dead body in that hole. Just saying. The movie The Poltergeist is actually loosely based on this park. You know when he says, like, they moved the cemetery, but they forgot all the bodies?
You moved the cemetery, but you left the bodies, didn't you? You son of a bitch, you left the bodies and you only moved the headstones!
Well, that's like basically the whole theory of this park, because they're still underneath the surface. And people claim all the time that there's like crazy shit that goes on there at night.
It's said that if you stand on the west steps of the pavilion on certain moonlit nights, you won't see Cheesman Park as it is today, but the grave-filled cemetery of the 19th century.
People report that they hear a woman singing to herself, and when they go to turn, the woman like vanishes in thin air. If you go at night, you can lay on the ground, you can like feel the energy underneath you like moving. People say that they hear children laughing all the time, running around at night. I don't know, I really want to go to this park and see what's up. That's not the only weird thing about the surrounding area of this park. There's a huge mansion on the corner of this park where a woman who lived there was married 4 times, and each one of those times her husbands mysteriously died. And some people who have been inside the mansion report they've seen a woman sitting at the dining room table with her head cut off, holding it in her hand, which they seem to believe as like the guy who buried the bodies and chopped them up and moved them, cut off her head, put her head in a different place, put her body in a different place, so that's why she's haunting this house. I don't know how valid that claim is, but it seems kind of spooky. There's also a botanical garden on the edge of this park, and people say that it's one of the prettiest they've ever seen. The flowers bloom so beautifully, and you wonder why they have human fertilizer as the nutrients. Of course they're gonna be beautiful. I don't know, this park just sounds really freaking cool and I wanna go so bad. So if you're ever in Denver, go to Cheesman Park, go do some ghost hunting. Let me know. Let me know if you see some ghosts. I would love to go see some ghosts because that'd be freaking awesome. If you've been to this park, let me know in the comments down below because I want to hear about it. Anyways, that's all I got for you guys today. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a big thumbs up and leave a comment down below if anything you want. If you've ever gone to this park, let me know in the comments down below if you've seen any cool like paranormal shit go down there. If you want to go to this park, let me know down below too because me too. Give Harold the Space Ghost down here a little high five with your mouse and subscribe to my channel because it would help me out a lot. But that's all I got for you guys today. I hope you guys enjoyed this video and I will see you tomorrow night for another spooky story. Peace out. Bye!